Hello everybody and welcome to Purple Table Tarot. My name is Robin and I will be reading for Leo today. Leo, I'll be doing a you and them reading. I'll pull cards on your energy and I'll pull cards on your person's energy. Keep in mind this can be a love relationship or any other kind of relationship. It just depends on what you are thinking about, the person on your mind here. So first I will cleanse the space with some Palo Santo, and these are general readings, so keep in mind that the energies can be flipped, okay? And if it resonates, great, go ahead and hit the like button and subscribe if you're so inclined. And what else? Yeah, if it doesn't resonate, then go ahead and check your sun, moon, and rising. Just check your other placements, okay? So this is for Leo. I'm telling you guys, okay, I got a cold last Tuesday, and then I felt better to go into the office by Thursday, right? And there was an extra COVID test laying around, and so I was like, oh, I should probably take this, you know, like just in case, because it was very much just cold-like symptoms, nothing major at all, no fever or any of that. And so I took a test and I have COVID. So I tested again last night and I still test positive for it, and I'm just like, what is this day? I got home Thursday night from work and today is Sunday. So I've been in the house by myself for all this time, which is actually pretty nice, but I'm starting to get a little bit stir crazy. I'm like, I really want some company. Like, I'm an introvert by nature, but I also enjoy having people around, you know? Not just to have anybody around, like I enjoy my own company for sure. But I was like, well, I'll do some readings, but then earlier today I just like was feeling tired and stuff. But either way, Leo, you didn't have to hear all that. I mean, I guess I just wanted to share. A little bit of personal info isn't so bad sometimes. Okay, so Spirit, we are calling in Spirit to give us messages for the greatest and highest good for Leo and their person. This message is for Leo. Oh, so I was also saying that I'll pull cards for your energy, their energy, the relationship as it stands, and the potential outcome at the bottom, okay? And keep in mind that these are all, like, these are energies and everybody has free will, right? But essentially, what typically comes out is kind of like what you're up against right now. So a lot of times it'll tell you things that you already know, but also give you insight into what's actually going on with your person, which I think is probably the main draw, because we always like to be a little bit snoopy. Okay, Leo, this is for Leo. This is for Leo. This is for Leo. Thank you guys for listening to my introduction rant. I will look at the bright side. I don't feel super sick, so that's good. Let's keep everybody in our minds and sending them healing energy. Anybody who is not feeling very well right now, anybody who does have COVID or another illness, send them some healing energy. Okay, so on the bottom of the deck, we have the Nine of Pentacles. So independence, security, self-assuredness, feeling confident in your own skin is really the energy that you're working with right now, and that's a really strong energy. Okay, Leo, we have the Eight of Wands, Judgment, Justice, and the Eight of Cups. Wow. So, I mean, you're basically looking to make a very fair and balanced decision, and not just any old decision like, what do I wear today? But something that's actually quite, you know, life-changing with regard to what path you choose. So that's what you're up against. And, you know, I get the sense that you're feeling ready to deliver this message, because at the top with the Eight of Wands, that's communication, you know, fast moving energy. And then at the bottom, we have the Eight of Cups. So looks to me like you're making a decision to walk away from something or someone in this instance. And you're either gearing up to communicate that, or you have already communicated that, okay? On your person's side, we have the Five of Wands, the Hermit, the Three of Cups, and the Eight of Pentacles. Well, you know, right now they're kind of like keeping to themselves a bit, probably doing a lot of introspection, thinking, trying to find their own inner guru around the situation. They may have been getting a lot of input from outside folks, other friends and family, or they could be grappling with this issue, whatever's going on between you two, in their own mind. You know, maybe they've thought of different ways that they could approach the situation as well, right? But they're not doing anything. They're not coming toward you as of yet, because I don't see any moving energy. But I will say that they really do, you know, see you as, you know, the Three of Cups would indicate a friendship, and the Eight of Pentacles is that they want to continue to work on this, okay? And then in the middle, we have, with the nature of the relationship as it stands now, we have Judgment, Death, and the Hermit. So with that, I'm thinking that maybe you have communicated this already, because there was a communication, a decision was made, and then there's change, death, irrevocable change, and an ending, a finality. And with the Hermit, makes perfect sense, you know. Somebody comes in and ends something with us, we probably want to hide away and reflect, maybe lick our wounds a little bit, but just spend some time in our own company. And so Eight of Cups, Page of Wands, Eight of Pentacles. With the Page of Wands energy in between you two, you know, perhaps they are suggesting, hey, I realize our relationship in whatever context it was didn't work out so well. But I'm really seeing a friendship here. I'd like to preserve something, you know, and I'd like to, you know, work on that, work on being friends. And that's maybe their suggestion. And the Page of Wands, it's like, well, here's an idea. We could be friends. And then you might be like, no, I think it's better just to like leave things be. But we'll see. We'll see, Leo. And yeah, and then we'll just clarify and go on from there. Okay, so tell me about this Eight of Wands. What was communicated here? Oops. Okay, so what was communicated was a decision made about this commitment and long-term stability. That was the decision that was made. Because we have the King of Pentacles, the Hierophant, and the Judgment. And then we have the Judgment down here. So with 2 Judgment cards, you then have the Death. So I think that that's basically what it was. This same theme is coming up over and over and over again. I think I'm gonna, you know what I'm gonna do after I finish this round of the zodiac? I did water signs, earth signs, and now I'm doing fire signs, and then I'll close it out with air signs. And then that will be the second cycle that I've done on my channel since I fired it back up, either the second or third cycle. And after that, I'm gonna mix it up. I'm gonna do, you know, something totally different with regard to like topic, and see if that, you know, kind of comes away from this repetitive theme here. But yeah, Leo, like in terms of your long-term stability and commitment, I mean, it would appear that you've given it a lot of thought, and you're making a very grounded decision based in a lot of logic of your own, and you're feeling quite solid, you know, in your decision. Like, this decision that you made is not only something that you've thought a lot about, but it's something that's also connected to your personal ethics, you know, your personal doctrine, just kind of where you're at, what you're committed to in of yourself. You know, you're governing your own internal governing ethos, as it were. Okay. But you know, as we flip more cards, we can even see like what the deeper issue was here, because it looks like it was a very big decision. Okay, the Judgment card. Yeah, you want to start something new. So the Judgment is clarified by the Ace of Pentacles, the Ace of Cups, and the Page of Pentacles. So that's something else as well. I mean, we could even see, okay, so we could see this in 2 ways, okay? Either you came to this person and you were like, I'm really sorry about whatever, or here I am bringing in a message to you, and I'm holding this pentacle, and I got this ace in my pocket, okay? And I want to start anew with you, or, you know, either you came in, you're like, I really want to start anew with you, you know, can we make a commitment here? I've decided that that's what I want, and, you know, and I want to offer you my cup. And if they said no, then there was a death of the relationship there. They could have very well said no, right? I mean, if that was the scenario, they said no, it ended the relationship. Then they go into hermit mode, and they're like, you know, thinking, and then they're like, well, but we could still be friends. And you're like, no, okay, so there's one scenario. Another scenario is that you came in to break up. You made a decision to break up because you don't want to have a commitment with this person, but you want to go and start something new. Plant a seed somewhere else, give somebody else your loving cup, and that was the message you provided. However, with the Page of Pentacles, sometimes this can be like an apology. So take it as it resonates, but those are 2 very opposite scenarios, but creating the same outcome. Okay, Justice. Okay, so for the Justice, we have the Ace of Swords, the Hangman, and the World. Okay. So, you know, after a lot of thought, because here's the Hangman, right? You know, you really were sitting with this decision for quite some time. You know, really just meditating on it and just sitting with it and really trying to find your inner truth. And it would appear that your inner truth is that you wanted to, the fairest thing to do would be to close the cycle. This see, it's double meanings, right? So it's either the closing of one cycle and the beginning of another, hence, okay, we're dating, let's commit, leveling up, graduating up, or I'm out and we're breaking up and this is it. Okay. You have all the aces on your side, Leo. You have all the aces. Yeah, I get the sense there's somebody else you wanted to go after. And it does actually, it could have been or it could not have been. Because listen to this. Let's say you come in, you're like, well, what I actually really want is a commitment. That's what I want. And then they were like, no. And then you're like, well, I'm going to walk away now because I want to go find my happily ever after. Okay? Because I have all this love in my heart and I have a lot of passion to share, right? Because these are the cards that are clarifying the Eight of Cups. So you could have offered it, was denied, and then you bounced and were like, I'm gonna go find it somewhere else. Or you came in and was like, this isn't, you know, I'm gonna go start anew, because there's all starting over energy here. Ace of Pentacles, Ace of Cups, Ace of Swords, and Ace of Wands. And you have the Hierophant, the Hangman, Judgment, and the World. You have really, really, really strong energy, Leo. This is really, really something. I mean, because ultimately you want stability. You're in your king energy with your pentacles and your cups. So that's a lot of stability, emotional and tangible. You have a lot to give and you want to find your happily ever after. Like, this is so, like, flat out. Okay, let's look over here. The Five of Wands. Okay. So the Five of Wands is clarified by the Page of Wands, Page of Swords, and the Moon. There was things hidden from you here. You know, perhaps they weren't being very communicative. Perhaps they weren't taking much action. They were kind of just, you know, not just, but they were having so much struggle about what to do, even with their own inner consultant themselves and with others, either or both. So that just kept them feeling a bit immature, or not immature, but just they were really just kind of at the starting gate, you know, and they stayed at the starting gate with regard to what they wanted to say or what they wanted to do because they couldn't quite get it figured out. And with the Moon, you know, no one was able to see. You weren't able to see until you came forward, because you're the one that had to initiate this conversation. You had to initiate this conversation, okay? And so they were struggling so much with what they wanted to say and what they wanted to do that you couldn't figure out what they wanted because there wasn't really anything. They were not initiating, because with the Moon is like the shadow side of whatever it's next to, as well as like an amplifier. And you know, the shadow side of a page is not taking initiative, being stymied. And it would appear here stymied by their, you know, the Five of Wands, the conflict. Okay, let's look at the Hermit. Yep, they're licking their wounds right now. They're licking their wounds right now, big time. Which actually, it would appear that they're doing it in a very healthy way. So that's really something. Like that, feeling that. For the Hermit, we got the Three of Swords, the Four of Swords, and the Emperor. So, you know, with this heartbreak and this break, you know, with the Hermit, like just being introspective, they could very well be thinking a lot about, or just not overthinking, but just kind of being honest with themselves, right? About, you know, how did they come across, you know, what boundaries did they set or not set? Like what kind of structure were they, you know, like whatever, because the Emperor represents like bossing up energy. You know, perhaps they're thinking about, and it's underneath the Moon, so, you know, in its shadow aspect, they could have been weak-willed in this situation, right? Maybe they weren't very clear on what boundaries they had for themselves, or, you know, how they wanted their, you know, this relationship to look going forward. What's the structure around here or around this, you know? Very not in their power. And granted, it's not, I didn't pull it in the reverse because I typically don't read reversals, but given that it's next to the Moon, like I said before, the shadow aspect of whatever it's next to, right? So, you know, they're hunkering down right now, doing a lot of reflection, and maybe even feeling angry too, you know. They could also be plotting and planning about how they're going to make it to the next step of coming toward you to suggest being friends. That could also be a part of that Emperor energy, but take it as it resonates. And, you know, here's something else I like to let everybody know. Um, if I pull cards and I interpret them as I do, but you're also aware of another interpretation of this card and how it can interact, you can take that in for yourself as well, of course, you know. So if there's something that comes up for you with regard to the Emperor energy in this context, totally own that, claim it. Okay. All right, Three of Cups. Okay, so with the Three of Cups, you know, like I said, maybe there's kind of planning in their Emperor energy in this stage of their Hermit stage. And the Emperor is also a me, myself, and I card. So they could be really reflecting a lot on how they arrived in this. You know, what was their contribution to the death of this, you know? So the Three of Cups is clarified by the Knight of Pentacles, the Six of Swords, and the Chariot. So, you know, this person is coming in slowly to offer you friendship, to say, hey, can we still be friends? And yet there's like a moving away energy. It's interesting because from the Three of Cups, we have the Knight of Pentacles that's moving this way, and then we have the Six of Swords, which is moving away, which is also moving this way, but their backs are turned to the Knight of Pentacles. And then with the Chariot, so, you know, this also can be in response to their offer. You're like, no, and then they end up moving away and starting anew with the Chariot. Like, how do they want to embody this next phase of their life? You know, how do they want to carry on from this point forward in their Fool's journey? You know? And the Six of Swords can also indicate, like, if they're coming in slowly towards you with this offer of friendship, that to them might help them feel better about this ending. And because, you know, the ending of this relationship could have probably, obviously, caused them to feel, or they felt in response to this circumstance, like turbulent waters, you know, turbulent emotions. And so in order to smooth that out for themselves, to quell the anxiety, to feel more at ease, that was something that they thought that they can do. You know, okay, I know that this can help me feel better to come toward and say, well, can we still be friends, you know? Okay, let's look at the Eight of Pentacles. Okay. The Eight of Pentacles is clarified by the Five of Cups, the Three of Wands, and the Six of Pentacles. So yeah, I mean, they're working on, they're working on where they want to go next, what they want to do next. You know, this is a real transition. This is a gateway moment for them. This is a gateway moment for them. And here they are, right? They got their back to you. But it's not like they're doing it in a way of like, harumph, I have my back to you. It's like, I'm walking away too, and I'm going to go seek something else out. You know, I know that there's something better out there for me that will contribute to my happiness, and so I'm going to be going out there. Gateway. As they integrate these feelings of grief, and with the Six of Pentacles, you know, perhaps they're not going to invest their energy all into one person for a while. They'll probably, you know, just kind of try to stay fair and balanced with themselves on how much they give out in different areas of their life, different people in their life, things of that nature. You know, they're not going to put all their eggs in one basket, so to speak. So there's that. You know, and this can also be a card of regret, feelings of regret, grief, regret. So perhaps they're thinking about how they may have been breadcrumbing you here a little bit. Could be a part of your story, could not be, but they might have regrets about how they held back. You know, because remember we were talking about the Page energy and the Emperor energy being so close to the Moon. So they were stymied and they held back. There were things that they wouldn't share with you, you know. So Page of Wands. So the Page of Wands is clarified by the King of Wands, the Page of Cups, and the Six of Cups. Excuse me. My apologies. This isn't a boring reading at all. I'm just a bit kind of tired, kind of whatever. And to get myself some tea to give me a little bit of a caffeine boost. Okay. So this is interesting. So you know how they're like, okay, yeah, you know, but can we still be friends? And like that helped. Like everything I explained, right? Can we still be friends? And, you know, here's the walking away energy, right? Like, so that to me says no. But yet the Page of Wands is between you two. So there's a possibility that your energy was like, well, I'm walking away from this relationship as it was. But with the, oh, well, there's an idea. Maybe there was a part, maybe you said, okay, we could try that. We could try being friends, you know, because in this, I see that there is a soul connection here. Like this is just like soul recognition, nostalgia. You have history with this person, right? You have history with this person. So, and when we have history with somebody, it's really hard to be like, well, I'm never going to see you again, right? It can be really hard. It can feel really cold, you know. But then, you know, here they are, Page of Cups, right? So yeah, they might be offering you some friendship, but there's Page of Cups energy behind that. And that's the risk with being friends with your ex, you know, especially so soon. I mean, depending on how much time they spent in hermit mode, but it's a rough go sometimes. But be that as it may, That appears to be the energy that this person is carrying. You, Leo, have this energy, King of Wands. So you got 3 kings here. You're in your stability in your tangibles, stability in your emotions, and then stability in where you're going, what you're going to do next. And when it's laid out on the table here, we got the Page of Wands offering the cup to the back of the king, looking this way. So, you know, this person, you know, still wants to initiate, you know, a loving connection with you, but they're also doing it in the context of, you know, maybe they thought about how they showed up before, and now they're thinking how they want to show up differently. You know, that could be a part of it. I just want to start off as friends and all of that. So, I don't know. I mean, Leo, it looks to me like you're ready for new. That's what it looks like to me. Looks like you're ready for new. But if we're going with the other storyline of, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. It's hard to say. Because with the other storyline of like, hey, let's do this, you and me, and then they rejected that. And then went off into their hermit mode and realized what a bummer that was. And they're coming back to try to like maybe get you back. That's something that these cards are saying as well, you know. I mean, either way, there was a breakup and now this person's trying to come back. You know? And I don't get any indication really of third party. I mean, we do have, I feel like as a reader in this reading, I feel like these kings are energy. However, I don't know. I feel like it's energy, but as I say, take it as it resonates. Like these court cards could represent other people to you, because we do have the 3 of Swords. And the 3 of Swords is heartbreak, but it can also speak to a third party. But if we do the Death card, let's look into that. That could probably give us a little bit more information about like what else was behind this breakup. I'm going to go ahead and take that because it fell out right at the last shuffle. Yeah, there was deception and fighting and juggling here. Okay, so with the Death, it's clarified by the 7 of Swords, the 5 of Wands, and the 2 of Pentacles. Okay. And you know, juggling, with the Pentacles, it doesn't necessarily need to mean juggling 2 lovers. It can be juggling a lot of different life aspects, you know, work, volunteer stuff, whatever, like anything that's kind of in our tangible world. Being very, like, having a lot of balls in the air, like a lot of activities, you know. And with the Moon energy here, as I described before, we also have the 7 of Swords, which is withholding, you know. Being deceptive can be deceptive. Also insecure. Trying to, you know, move under the dark of night, basically. So withholding, withholding holding back, like, you know, only sharing a little bit, like only here's the Two of Swords, right? But yet they're carrying 5 swords, and granted, it's kind of a desperate attempt, right? But to feel safe, to make a way with whatever the internal conflict is, not sharing what the internal conflict is. This can also be self-sabotaging behavior, but what they're leaving behind is confusion, because, you know, the Two of Swords stands for stalemate energy, confusion. And over here we had like, you know, the pages that were stymied by the moon, putting them in their shadow aspect of not initiating, not doing anything, not saying anything. And then with the moon, that is also also speaks to hidden communication, hidden actions, like, and not that they were hiding what they were doing and acting anywhere else necessarily, but just hiding themselves. They were hiding, not fully showing up. They weren't fully showing up. And there was conflict about that. There was conflict over the ending of this, for sure. So in the finish, I'm seeing this as you have all this energy to start anew. And then see here at the bottom, we have the Two of Cups. So I clarified the Death card, pulled those cards off the top, and then there's the Two of Cups on the bottom. And then Seven of Cups, overwhelming emotions and confusion. Seven of Wands, defensiveness. You know, Queen of Wands. So yeah. So that's what I have for you, Leo, with regard to the tarot portion. I'll go ahead and I'll pull a couple of Spirit of the Animal cards for you guys. Okay, Polar Bear, Mystic. Know that challenges make you stronger. Have faith when you face adversity. Take time to rest, dream, and renew your strength. Embrace your psychic abilities. You carry the shaman within. Okay, I'm going to put that on your person's side because, you know, I feel like they're doing a lot of resting and healing and all that. Okay. This over here seems like very, like, clear, determined, aware energy. It's like, you know what you want, Leo. You know what you want. Okay, Dragon, Supernatural. Isn't that interesting? Supernatural and Mystic. There's a few cards in here that kind of speak to that whole, you know, woo-woo way that we all have, right? But anyway, so that's, anyway, whatever. I'll just shut up now. Dragon, Supernatural. You are the ancient wise sage. You can shapeshift at will. Mastery is your destiny. Rise with dignity. And Intuitive. You got Mystic, Supernatural, and Intuitive. Those are like the 3, you know, crown chakra type cards, you know. Listen to the song in your soul. Trust your intuition as you have a way of knowing. Emerge from the busy life and seek more solitude. Recognize that you are unique and that you are loved. Very nice. So this is kind of a rough, I mean, clear cut, to be fair. I mean, clear cut. Releasing fear. Very nice. Today I will ask God to help me let go of my need to be afraid. I welcome peace, trust, acceptance, and safety into my life. I will make a point of listening to my healthy, rational fears and will relinquish all the others. Getting calm. Today I will stop searching for happiness outside myself. If I am in a frenzied state, I'll get calm, get back on track, and remember that the key to happiness is inside me. Often, after I've become peaceful and accepting, what I want comes to me with ease. Very nice. Okay. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and get some little flower petals for you guys too. Lilac. The future is sometimes lost in the wanderings of yesterday. Oh. I'm going to put that over the Six of Cups card. Ooh. Oh, that's got me in the feels right there, you guys. Lily of the Valley. Happiness is found with your purpose. Yeah, I like that. I like that. Aster, the past is over. Let your true self step forward. I'm going to put that right here in the middle. Oh, this is breaking my heart. Okay, Leo, that's what I have for you. I hope this helped, and I will see you next time. Okay, thanks. Bye.